Shalom, shalom. We'll start.
Praises to the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. And my name's Brother Napak from the Camp Prophets in Babylon here in Tampa, Florida. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Now, as you see with this picture right here, I put up here, this is the meet, at my job. You know what I'm saying? And I basically just want to get in a short class, about this little incident that happened earlier. You know what I'm saying? It was just, totally disgusting, man. So with this meat, I was basically fluffing it, like pulling it apart, the little strings of meat and stuff. And this is where it goes into the beef sandwiches that I make also. So I had to, fluff some more to be able to cook it. And she was, the GM, it's a she, couldn't mistake her for a damn man. But she was she had me spread it, as she was teaching me how to. I was doing it, I was getting the hang of it. She's like, okay, you're doing good and stuff like that. You're doing good. And she what she did was, and this is not even cooked yet, man. Just to remind, this is not cooked or any of that. So she got a piece of it, man. And she was eating it, man. And as she was eating it, but she was eating it like it was nothing. Like she was just talking to me at the same time. Like nothing's wrong, nothing's happening. Like she just eating it. She likes it, man. And I'm just looking at her the whole time, like, what the fuck? I'm fucked up about it, but like I'm not showing it in my facial expressions. I'm thinking in my head, like, is this bitch really over here eating this fucking, excuse my French. I was like, is this, woman really over here eating this damn, raw beef that isn't even cooked, yet she's actually eating it, man. And before, she would usually like play around with it and stuff like that, like she's gonna eat it and stuff, but she'll never do it. But she actually started eating it this time, man. I want to get into a short class. I just want to share this info with you, brethren, man. I want to get into a short class, man. Basically just talking about that, I'm going to get some scriptures real quick. To start off, this is Hebrews chapter 12. Actually, let me start off here. Job chapter 30 and verse 8 says they were children of fools. Yeah, children of base men. This is talking about Esau, man. They were children of fools, base men. Children of base men. Because if you look at Esau now, man, they might be high in stature, and with money, the riches that right now they're ruling, this is their kingdom, but they're still base men. They still came from literal caves. You know what I'm saying? Back then, before the Renaissance and all that shit, when they tried to cover up, the history, how he used to be in power, how he was in power. Before that, those devils were in caves, man. You know what I'm saying? They were in. So like, yeah, the brethren called me. But to get back to it, it says they were children of fools. They were, children of base men. All right. So, Esau, man, they're literal base men. They dwell in cliffs, man, in mountains. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen it, I wasn't really surprised, but it was like at the same time I'm looking at you doing this shit and it's fucking disgusting, man. It was like you expect it, but you didn't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? That was the exact moment. I expected it, but I didn't want to see no sick shit like that, man. And I was like, and the beef already smells really bad, because it wasn't even cooked yet, so it smells bad. How the meat smells bad when it's not cooked. And it was like, ew. But to get this real quick, let me see. I think it's Obadiah. Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, "Depart of thine heart, hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, and the point, where it's saying, the pride of thy heart hath deceived them, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. All right, man, because originally they dwelled in the clefts of the rocks, man, in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? But Esau is a very powerful nation, a very powerful people, prideful people, but they originally came from the mountains, man. All right, like I said, if you look at them now, they're very high in stature, you know what I'm saying? But originally, they came from mountains, man. From the clefts of the rocks. You know what I'm saying? But my GM, she try to say she's Native American and some other shit and stuff like that. Whatever. You know how Esau is, man. They want to claim everything. And I was like, she was saying she was mixed with it. So I was like, what your dad is? You know what I'm saying? You just get straight to the point, because you tell me all this other shit, but what your dad is? And we can tell, by that. And she told me, she was like, oh yeah, he's white, Caucasian type shit, so I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? There it goes. So, but to get back to Job 30 and verse 8, says they were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. So they were viler than the earth, man. Very disgusting, people. You know what I'm saying? It's a very disgusting nation, and it was extremely, unpleasant to even see the sight of that, man. I was like, because I was already, as I was sifting it, or spreading it and fluffing the beef, I was already feeling like I was gonna throw. I was like, damn, man, this shit stinks. I'm vexed. I'm like, damn, bro, they got me really fluffing this shit. This shit's just disgusting, man. And she comes, she teaches me and shit how to fluff it, and she starts eating this shit in my face, man. And how to get this is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So that meat, man, Esau loved that meat, man. All right, especially that uncooked meat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Esau sold his birthright for, man. Uncooked meat. He sold his whole birthright for it, man. All right, because at the time Esau didn't give a fuck. All he wanted to do, he was a little hungry. When Esau get hungry, man, they act like they're gonna die and shit. So he was faint and hungry, and got finessed out of his birthright because he wanted that morsel of meat, man, that raw pottage. You know what I'm saying? So a profane person as Esau. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really care much about the scriptures, the ways of the Lord or the laws, because it's not for them. You know what I'm saying? So when they eat, they go off by eating raw stuff. It doesn't really matter to them, man. All right, because it's not, the law is not for them in the first place. The scripture is not for them for in the first place. So such a profane person as Esau, you know what I'm saying? Now that sold his birthright, for that morsel of meat, man. And at the end of the day, he didn't care about his birthright, because like I said, they're not much of, Esau's don't really go by the scriptures, man. All right. Esau's not really, don't have that belief in the Lord like, Jake does, man. All right. But this is Genesis chapter 25 and verse 29. Basically, to get into it, it says, Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. So Jacob, he made some pottage, and Esau, he came from the field, he was tired, he was faint, because Esau was always out hunting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Jacob was always just chilling, doing his own little thing, chilling, man. Not doing too much. Not out there hunting, all that cracker shit, man. He was chilling, man. And Esau came from the field, he was tired. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. All right, so Esau said to Jacob, feed me, with that same red pottage. Red, he says, because he was faint, man. He was tired, you know, and therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." All right, now this is where the finessing comes in, man. All right, so Jacob see how faint he is, or how bad he wanted the red pottage. So Jacob was like, "All right, you want it? Sell me your birthright." You know what I'm saying? Let me get your birthright, and I'll give you this pottage. But it was like he said, verse 32. And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?" All right. So like I said, man, Esau is such a profane person. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really see the importance of his birthright, man. All right. And this is how he got finesse out of it. But then he tried to say later on, when Jacob took his blessing, he tried to say later on that Jacob stole his birthright as well. But he was finessed, man, for that out of his birthright, because he was so hungry, to the point he's gonna die, that he sold his birthright for that, raw pottage, man, that red pottage. And it just show you how, first of all, Esau fucking vile, disgusting, sick. You know what I'm saying? But they're also, naive. When it comes to scriptures, when it comes to, to this knowledge, they're very naive, man. All right, and that's why he was able to get beguiled like that, or finessed. It says, and Jacob said, "Swear to me this day," and he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. All right. So he even said right there, thus Esau despised his birthright, man. So he didn't really give a fuck about his birthright. He sold it for, red pottage and, bread and drink that will only last for a night. You know what I'm saying? Only filling for the night, and he sold his birthright for it. But